Hello, and welcome to the Monster Painter. This week I build Renedra's mud brick house. So it's another trip back to Wisbech, England, where this model was produced. The instructions are on the back, and it looks fairly simple. Inside we have 3 straightforward sprues for our desert dwelling. Now let's put it all together. Of course, the first step is to clip the parts off the sprues, and like most Renedra kits, it's a very simple, straightforward job. They will need the usual amount of cleanup with the utility knife, but that's to be expected. It's all easy work. So, it's a pretty simple model and there aren't too many parts to it. I will be using plastic glue to put it all together. This will yield a solid, durable bond. In fact, our little model will be considerably more durable than a real mud brick house, which requires a lot of maintenance and repair to maintain its habitability. Now, the construction of this thing has a little curveball. You're advised to construct it upside down and drop the roof down inside of it. This is slightly trickier than other Renedra models I have built, but that being said, it's still pretty simple and easy to put together. Now that it's all put together, let's take a quick look at the building. I think it's already a pretty convincing desert house, and it's on to the next step. I have primed it up with my favorite primer, brush on acrylic gesso, and then some base coats with coffee colored craft paint. It took 3 coats to get right. The coffee is more transparent than I expected. On to the fun part, painting the thing up. The first step is to apply a thorough layer of dry brushing to the whole thing. I use a taupey mixture of unbleached titanium tinted with a little bit of burnt umber. This will give the building that sun-bleached pale look that is almost a requirement for structures such as this. So you wouldn't know it until you started painting the thing, but the textures on this model are quite fantastic. However, this has meant the initial dry brush layer has left the model looking a little too dramatic and rough looking. As a result, I am adding another layer of the same taupey mixture, put down a little more firmly, and this should tone down that texture and give our building a more naturalistic look. Now on to some of the few details that exist in our mud brick dwelling. I am going to brush on a layer of bronze yellow to the wooden parts of the structure. Bronze yellow is a warm yellow-brown color and a personal favorite for depicting wooden parts. So this includes the door and the structural beams sticking out in the front and the back of the building. Next up, I'm going to add a thin wash of burnt umber, a warm dark brown color, to all the spots where the daub, or the plaster, has broken off to reveal the mud brick underneath. This will help differentiate the 2 different textures and make the structure look more convincing and interesting. Back to those wooden details. With just the bronze yellow on them, they are much too bright for a sun-bleached structure such as this. So I will add a layer of light gray, a mixture of unbleached titanium, bronze yellow, burnt umber, and some Mars black. This will weather the wood and make the whole building look more credible. On to the most time-consuming part of the project. I will add an edge highlight of unbleached titanium, a warm off-white color, to all the edges of the building. It is a time-consuming part, but it will make the building look more dramatic when it is used in photography, and it will help the structure pop a bit when it's used on the tabletop during a game. And this building is not only a tactically interesting structure, but it's also very versatile. The style of construction has its origins in the depths of prehistory and is in broad use to this very day. So if you're playing historical games, this thing will be comfortable in the ancient Bronze Age, credible in the Iron Age and Roman periods. The medieval world? Check. The colonial period? Absolutely. And yes, it's perfect for all those modern American oil wars. It will fit comfortably into many fantasy settings, although it's probably a little too sunny for my favorite game, Frostgrave. But thanks to Star Wars, it is very convincing even in some sci-fi settings. So many environments out of this one simple, modest terrain kit. Now for the final step, which, naturally enough, is a simple wash of ivory black, a warm, transparent black color. I will apply it to the roof and the steps of the building to help differentiate them from the rest of the structure. As well, I will add a gradated wash along the base of the building. This will increase its gritty, weathered look. I will also add the wash to the door to add to the weathering and to bring out the textures which got a little overworked in previous steps. And that's it. Let's take a look at the final product. And here she is, ready for a myriad of settings, but it looks like something science fiction-y is going on.
I don't get it. They sure seemed like the droids we were looking for.
Dude, things are always messed up when that old beardo comes to town.
I'm coming! Space orcs! And they're painted!
This ends here! Ah!
Well, that was totally unrealistic. I mean, those stormtroopers hit most of their targets. As if. I will try for greater credibility next time. Now on to this week's monster fight. We have a giant black-footed ferret who will be facing off against a old-school Hero Quest Vermeer. Who will win? Let's find out. The dice have spoken. Now let's see how it all plays out.
Meow. Meow. Meow.
And we have our winner. The dire black-footed ferret defeats the Hero Quest Vermeer. Always remember, the cutest animals are the most dangerous. Next week on the Monster Painter, it's a big box of Playmobil fun. A big box.
Remember to like,
Comment,
subscribe, and ring the bell. Ring the bell!
You are watching Les the Monster Painter.